Public service announcement. Moving forward, I'm calling every person that I know they love to say this word, like, you ask them, hey, are you Christian? They'll like to say, oh, no, I'm spiritual. And then when you dig a little deeper, they're like, oh, I'm just spiritual, like, the things that I follow with African spirituality. Moving forward, I acknowledge those people as voodoo workers as far as I'm concerned. I have a Caribbean background, specifically Haitian. And one thing I can know is growing up, the amount of arguments I used to get with people. And now this was before I surrendered my life to the Lord. This was before I surrendered my life fully to the Lord. I used to have arguments with people because I'm like, listen, a lot of the people, people nowadays call it Catholicism, right? But growing up, I used to have these questions and like, why does it seem like majority of the Catholic priests that I know that has a Haitian background, they're voodoo priests? Now, there's actual history for it. I'm not going to get into it. It has to do with one of the presidents that Haiti had that installed voodoo as an official religion in the land. And I think I believe that's when the land took a crappy turn. One of the reasons. But back to this. And I used to always tell them, like, I never got down with the whole thing when it came to Catholicism, because back then I didn't have the language. Now that I have, a lot of it is rooted in synchronism. And so there was a lot of things that they did in the land, and it was under the demise of Catholic priests, right? And so you have many people who are under the Catholicism that's over there, but then a lot of the Catholicism priests are actually voodoo priests, and you have the other half who's, all the different ways Christianity could go. But I'm going to come back to this whole I'm spiritual thing, because what people don't understand is a voodoo or voodoo, for the most part, was originated in West Africa. So you got all these people now in the last decade or so that is all with going back to Africa to find their spiritual roots or find their, start doing all these stuff. But a lot of whether you call it voodoo, whether you call it Santeria, whether you call it Cambolis, whatever you want to call it, it's ancestral. Like, they're literally worshiping the dead. They're necromancers. They're worshiping the dead. And so whether you want to slap a new label on it and say that you're spiritual, or whether you want to just call it for what it is, you're a voodoo worker. You are a voodoo worker. That's what you are. You're aid to it. You're an accomplice to it. You're a messenger for it. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it is. Because what do you think voodoo is? They're doing stuff by supernatural means, by worshiping the dead, by worshiping ancestors and deities and God. Now, they believe that their gods is living, but they're not. They're spirits, right? Ancestral spirit. There is only one true and living God. That is the God of the Bible, the only true and living God. Then now, so anyways, we are now in 2025. If we can go through as much as we went through, I believe more than ever, guys, Watchmen's, like, we are going to be on overtime. I literally think we are going to be on overtime to kingdom come at this point. But anyways, now the Catholics got a new pope. The whole thing is demonic. I hope y'all know. It's super demonic. Like, this has been staged. And so now you're going to see a high level of activity, because there's always been, that was always the plan, for people to be worshiping ancestors, worshiping spirits, doing a mixing of different religions. It's not really different of religions. It's really a mixture of different deities at this point. Oh my goodness. It's about to be very interesting. As far as I'm concerned, though, the minute I hear you with the Ifa, Obia, this, that, Santeria, Cambolis, this, that, and the third, the minute I start hearing all of that, my mind has labeled you as a voodoo worker. Because growing up, they only made it seem like voodoo was the only thing that was witchcraft. Come to find out, it's all witchcraft. Ifa, Orisha, all of that. Ogun, Oshun, marine spirits, marine power. It's all witchcraft. Santeria, what is it called again? Muerto something, muerto something. The witches that they pray to the dead and stuff. Muerto something, spirit of the dead. They got a whole thing on Halloween about that junk. Cambolas, it root working. Who gone? Who is all witchcraft, and it's gonna be a high level high level of activity because of this new pope that has been masked as American. But that's not what this is about. Anyways, guys, follow me for more. Follow me. Like, subscribe, share, 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 because this is about to be up, guys. And to the next one.